This is Apple's scary fast product launch event in October of 2023, and viewers like me had no idea that the video production teams had switched from using the typical multi-thousand-dollar Red, Sony, or Canon cameras for the iPhone 15. If Apple can use the iPhone for their typical high production value videos, you can too, and that can save you both a lot of time and a lot of money. The secret to Apple's use of the iPhone in its own videos and what makes it a great device for the YouTuber is its ability to record in a format called ProRes, and what using that format unlocks for you. Apple still used hundreds of thousands of dollars of traditional gimbals and cranes, drones, and dollies to make the content look so good, but the footage was captured on the iPhone 15 Pro. Beginning YouTubers often spend a fortune on video and audio gear trying to become the next Mr. Beast or MKBHD, but these guys all started with camera gear that was a fraction as powerful as the stuff that they're using now. They all grew into it. I'm talking about professional level studio recording for YouTube, like this very video. But thanks to the iPhone 15, channel creators don't really need to empty their bank accounts anymore to have good looking footage. All of the footage on this video is being shot on my iPhone 15 Pro. I'll talk about the iPhone 15 Pro here because it's the current iPhone, but this will still apply when the new iPhone models come out. The iPhone is capable enough to replace the studio camera that many creators use for their 8-camera work, and with a few accessories can be the center of a really fast workflow. Over time, the YouTube audience has become a lot more sophisticated. Try to think of the last time that you watched a video that just looked like this.
Hi, it's Zendaya here. I just wanted to let everyone know that this is my official YouTube channel.
That was Zendaya's very first video, which was shot on a potato quality camera, and it's really hard to imagine that this video would get traffic on YouTube today. It's even harder to imagine that that video would get you a job in Spider-Man and in Dune. Now, to capture video on an iPhone, you can hit the record button, but that's not where the true video recording power comes into play. The secret to Apple's use of the iPhone and what makes it a great device for YouTubers is the ability to use a format called ProRes. ProRes is an Apple-developed standard for capturing and recording video. The imaging sensor in the phone can capture a lot of data, but most formats just throw most of this data out in order to save space. ProRes is really great at maximizing the detail that the iPhone sensor is capable of, but the real significance in iPhone videography is that recording in ProRes unlocks several features for high-quality editing, and it does it without needing high-cost equipment. The most important thing that ProRes brings to the YouTuber is the ability to record footage to external drives. An external drive isn't strictly needed for ProRes recording. It is possible to record ProRes on the phone and then save that footage in the phone's internal storage. But ProRes footage can be massive and it can quickly fill up even a 1TB phone. So an external drive increases the amount of possible recording time. That's important. The highest quality footage available on the iPhone is ProRes 10-bit HDR, which I will explain in a moment, and it uses about 2 GB of storage per minute in 1080 and about 6 GB per minute in 4K. Thanks to the iPhone's USB connector, which Apple originally didn't want to give you, almost any drive can be connected and footage saved to that device. Best to use an SSD over a traditional hard drive, as data recording speeds are important with video use. Check the description below for a link to our roundup of the best hard drives and accessories to use with the iPhone when doing video recording. Any drive you use must be formatted for Apple's APFS or the Windows standard exFAT. Strangely, you can't use a Thunderbolt drive on the iPhone, even though Thunderbolt should also support USB-C, but any USB-C drive with speeds above 200 megabits per second will work. I bought this cute little drive on Amazon for under $70, and it works great. The built-in microphone on the iPhone isn't that great for studio use, and so in order to use an external microphone with the iPhone and to give it power while I'm recording, I plugged all of the devices into an OWC Thunderbolt hub, but a powered USB-C hub works just as well. A very important note, and something that drove me crazy trying to set up this video, is that cable types are important for the setup to work. While many things are called USB-C cables, some are only for charging, some of them provide transfer speeds that are too low for the drives to work. I recommend using USB-C cables designed for Thunderbolt 3 or Thunderbolt 4, which have the necessary bandwidth and power support for high-speed video. To record from the iPhone to a drive, you just simply plug it into the iPhone, and when ProRes is enabled, the drive will automatically be used for storage. Maybe. That's because ProRes needs to be enabled in Settings under Camera and then Formats, and then you scroll down to Apple ProRes and turn that on. If it isn't turned on, the external drive isn't going to be able to be used for recording. Under ProRes encoding, there's the choices of HDR, SDR, and log. These settings are really important to the creator, and you need to know what you're going to use before you start shooting. SDR means standard dynamic range, HDR means high dynamic range, and both essentially describe how many colors are present in the footage. SDR can capture 16 million colors, while HDR can capture over 1 billion colors. You might think I should just shoot in HDR because there's more colors, right? The problem is that HDR footage needs to be edited on an HDR capable display, which is an additional cost. And HDR needs to be played back on an HDR capable display in order to show its full quality. Many TVs, including some of the newer 4K TVs, display in SDR, as do most non-Apple phones and tablets. For most creators, it's best to start recording and editing in SDR. The third choice is log, and if you're getting started in YouTube, you can ignore log for now and then probably ignore it forever. After you pick SDR or HDR, you can also select the footage quality and frame rate. Most new YouTubers should stick with HD. The quality of 4K is often lost on viewers using the mobile apps anyhow, and it takes a lot more horsepower and a lot more storage space to work in 4K. But there are two reasons that you might want to shoot in 4K. The first is that YouTube seems to be promoting 4K videos on the homepage in order to get more people to watch YouTube on their TVs. The second and more important reason is that shooting in the higher-res 4K format allows you to crop your 4K footage and still end up with enough resolution to make an HD video. So while you're watching me in my studio and I look like this, what I actually shot was this. Because it's free and it's built in, the easiest way to record video from your iPhone is to use the native camera app. But there's a better alternative, and like the camera app, it is also free. BlackMagic, which is the company behind the Resolve video editing tool, offers the BlackMagic Camera App, and a link to that is below as well. Unlike the iPhone's native app, BlackMagic Camera App has an interface that features all the common tools that cinematographers use. In fact, this is the app that Apple used in order to capture the footage for its Scary Fast event. You've got your iPhone plugged into a hub, and your hard drive and a microphone are connected to that hub, and it's time to shoot. If you're not using a monitor, you'll want to start recording before you sit down so you can make sure everything is working. Sit or stand on your mark and do your thing. The video editing part is where we get to the best part of using the iPhone and the hard drive for recording your YouTube videos. You simply can edit right from the hard drive. So to show this in action, here's my drive with the footage I shot so far. I'm simply going to drag the file from the drive into my project, and I'm good to start editing. It's pretty amazing to me that the inclusion of ProRes and a USB-C port turned the iPhone from a way to consume high-quality video into a way to make high-quality videos. For more tips on the process, check out our article on AppleInsider, which will also be linked in the comments below. If you have questions, drop them into the comments where I can answer them, and if you make YouTube videos with your iPhone, drop some links to them in the comments so we can check them out. For more great content from AppleInsider, be sure to subscribe here or visit us at appleinsider.com. For AppleInsider, I'm David. Cheers!